Eat beets, but never make these 12 deadly mistakes. Stop eating beets. As a doctor with over 2 decades of experience treating patients over 60, I am begging youth away. You're likely eating this so-called superfood could be silently sabotaging your health and in some cases putting your life at risk. For decades, we've been told that beets are one of nature's most powerful miracle vegetables. We see them in vibrant salads, hear about them in energizing juices, and we believe we are making one of the healthiest choices possible. And in theory, that's absolutely true. These deep red roots are loaded with compounds that seem tailor-made for supporting the body as it ages. They contain incredibly high levels of natural nitrates, which your body brilliantly converts into a miracle molecule called nitric oxide. In my practice, I've seen countless times how a diet rich in these natural nitrates can support healthy blood pressure, relax stiff arteries, and dramatically improve circulation. This isn't just about heart health. Improved blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reaching your brain, which is absolutely critical for maintaining cognitive function and memory. It means better circulation to your hands and feet and less strain on your entire cardiovascular system. Beets are also packed with a unique class of powerful antioxidants called betalains, the very pigments that give them their rich, beautiful color. Think of these compounds as your body's personal security team. On constant patrol to fight inflammation and oxidative stress, the 2 foundational culprits that accelerate the aging process at a cellular level. They help protect your liver, our body's primary filter, supporting its detoxification pathways. Some studies even suggest they may play a role in reducing the risk of certain chronic diseases. When you add in their rich content of fiber for digestive health, folate for cellular repair, potassium for heart rhythm, and iron for energy, you have a vegetable that can support nearly every system in your body. But here is the shocking truth I've uncovered after years of treating patients just like you. Most people are not only failing to get these profound benefits, but they are also making simple, seemingly harmless mistakes that turn this superfood into a health liability. Small habits in the way you prepare, cook, or even store your beets can strip them of their healing power, and in one specific case I'll reveal in a moment, can be genuinely deadly. Have you been adding beets to your salads for years, thinking you were doing the right thing for your health? Let me know your story in the comments below. I read every single one because your experiences help me help others. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on the 12 most common and dangerous mistakes seniors make with beets. We're going to correct these errors one by one, so you can finally unlock the full, life-extending potential of this incredible vegetable and feel the vibrant energy you deserve. Let's start with the single most dangerous mistake I see, a mistake that has, in rare but tragic cases, had fatal consequences. Mistake number 1, ignoring the expiration date on canned beets. This may sound almost too simple to be a deadly mistake, but I assure you it is the most critical one on this list, and one that demands your full attention. Many of us grew up with pantries stocked with canned goods, and we came to assume that they last forever. We find a can of beets tucked away in the back of a cupboard, see a Best By date from 2 years ago, and think, it's a sealed can. What's the harm? As a doctor, I must be unequivocally firm here. This is a risk you simply cannot afford to take, especially after the age of 60. Canned beets, like other lacid vegetables, can, under the wrong circumstances, become a breeding ground for a sinister bacterium called Clostridium botulinum. This is the source of botulism, a rare but devastatingly severe form of food poisoning. Botulism toxin attacks the body's nerves and can cause difficulty breathing, muscle paralysis, and, if not treated immediately, death. While modern commercial canning processes have made botulism incredibly rare, the risk skyrockets in cans that are old, damaged, or were improperly sealed or stored. For seniors, whose immune systems are often not as robust as they once were, a foodborne illness that a younger person might fight off with a few days of discomfort can become a life-threatening medical emergency. I had a patient once, a wonderful gentleman in his late 70s, who was brought to the emergency room with slurred speech and double vision. His family was terrified he was having a stroke. After a series of tests, we discovered the horrifying cause, botulism poisoning from a can of home-preserved vegetables that had been stored for years. He survived, but his recovery was long and arduous. That is why I tell all my patients to become detectives in their own pantries. Treat every can with suspicion. Before you even reach for the can opener, inspect it carefully. Is the lid or bottom of the can bulging or swollen? This is a massive red flag, a sign that gas-producing bacteria are multiplying inside. Is there any deep or significant rust, especially along the top and bottom seams? Rust can create microscopic holes that allow deadly bacteria to enter. Are there severe dents, particularly sharp ones that crease the seams? These can compromise the can's airtight seal. When you open it, listen intently. A loud, forceful hiss or an unexpected spurt of liquid is a clear warning sign. Then look and smell. Is the liquid bubbly, cloudy, or foul-smelling? Does it have an off odor? If you notice any of these signs, your next action is non-negotiable. Discard the can immediately, safely, where no person or animal can get to it. Do not, under any circumstances, taste it to make sure. My golden rule, which I share with every single patient, is simple and absolute. When in doubt, throw it out. Your health and your life are not worth the few dollars you might save. This is not about being wasteful. It is about being vigilant and safe. A food that is meant to nourish and protect you should never become a source of danger. The integrity of that can is the only thing standing between a healthy meal and a medical emergency, so you must treat it with the respect and caution it deserves. This is the most serious mistake, but it's far from the only one. Beyond the immediate danger of an expired can, there are other, more subtle, yet incredibly common ways people are sabotaging their beet consumption right from the moment they get them home. This brings me to the next mistake, which is so widespread that I see evidence of it in almost every kitchen I hear about. In fact, I consider it a two-part error because it involves throwing away what are arguably the most nutritious parts of the entire plant, a habit that is costing you a fortune in lost nutrients. Mistake number 2, peeling your beets and tossing the greens. Picture this: you return from the market with a beautiful bunch of fresh beets, their vibrant green tops still attached. What's the first thing most people do? They take a knife, chop off those leafy green tops, and toss them straight into the compost bin. Then, they grab a peeler and meticulously strip away the thin, sometimes earthy-looking outer skin of the root. In my professional opinion, in doing so, you are literally throwing nutritional gold into the trash. It's a habit passed down through generations, but it's one that we must stop immediately. Let's start with the peel. That thin outer layer that seems like a nuisance is in fact where some of the highest concentrations of those powerful anti-aging antioxidants, the betalains, are found. These remarkable compounds are particularly dense right near the skin, acting as the plant's natural shield against environmental stressors. By peeling it away, you are discarding a significant portion of the very nutrients that help fight chronic inflammation in your joints, protect your liver from the daily barrage of toxins, and defend your blood vessels against the oxidative stress that leads to hardening of the arteries. Furthermore, the skin is an incredible source of dietary fiber. As we age, our digestive system can become more sluggish, and getting enough fiber is absolutely essential for maintaining regularity, stabilizing blood sugar levels, and managing cholesterol. Instead of peeling, I advise all my patients to simply give their beets a good, thorough scrub with a firm vegetable brush under cool running water. This removes any lingering dirt without stripping away the most valuable nutrients. Once you cook the beet, whether by roasting or steaming, the skin becomes incredibly tender and blends seamlessly with the flesh. I promise you won't even notice it's there, but your body will thank you for the extra nutritional payload. Now, let's address the second part of this mistake, which is even more egregious: discarding the greens. Many people are shocked when I tell them that beet greens are not only edible, but are one of the most nutrient-dense leafy greens on the planet. Gram for gram, they can be even more nutritious than superstar greens like spinach or kale. They are absolutely loaded with vitamin K, a nutrient that is absolutely crucial for bone health and proper blood clotting to major concerns. For anyone over 60, a single serving of beet greens can provide more than your entire daily requirement of vitamin K, helping to direct calcium to your bones where it belongs. They also contain impressive amounts of calcium for bone density, iron for energy, magnesium for muscle function, and nerve health, and vitamins A and C, which support everything from your vision to your immune system. Discarding them is like buying a bottle of high-quality, expensive multivitamins and pouring half of it down the drain. The uses are endless. You can saute them with garlic and a drizzle of olive oil for a delicious and quick side dish. Chop them finely and add them to soups, stews, or even omelets for a hidden nutritional boost. The younger, more tender leaves are wonderful raw in salads. The entire beet plant is a gift from nature, a complete package of health. So let's start treating it that way. But even if you keep the peel and cherish the greens, it will all be for nothing if you make this next common error in your kitchen. Mistake number 3. Storing them incorrectly. It's a fundamental concept that many people forget, even after beets are harvested. They are still living plant matter, continuing to respire and change. The way you store them from the moment you bring them home from the store will make or break both their freshness and their ultimate nutritional value. The most common error I see is either leaving the greens attached or simply tossing the whole bunch, as is, into the refrigerator drawer. If you leave those beautiful leafy greens attached to the root, they will act like nutritional vampires, siphoning life from the beet itself. The leaves, in a natural effort to survive, will continue to pull moisture and vital nutrients like precious vitamins and minerals out of the root. Within just a couple of days, you'll open your crisper drawer to find that your once firm, vibrant beets have become soft, rubbery, shriveled, and lifeless. Their nutritional content will have plummeted, their texture will be unappealing, and their flavor will be a pale, watery imitation of what it should be. The correct way to store them is to perform a simple 2-step process as soon as you get home. First, separate the greens from the roots. Using a knife, trim the greens off, but be sure to leave about 1 inch of the stem still attached to the root. This small nub of stem helps to prevent the root from bleeding its colorful, nutrient-rich juices during storage and cooking. Second, store them separately and properly. The root should be stored unwashed in a breathable baga, perforated plastic bag, or even a simple paper bag works perfectly, and placed in your refrigerator's crisper drawer. The key here is unwashed. That thin layer of soil acts as a natural protector against moisture loss and premature decay. If you wash them before storing, the excess moisture can promote the growth of mold and rot, drastically shortening their shelf life. Stored this way, fresh beet roots can last for an astonishing 2 to 3 weeks while retaining their firmness and a high level of their nutrients. The greens, meanwhile, have a shorter lifespan. They should be stored separately, wrapped loosely in a slightly damp paper towel, and placed inside a plastic bag in the fridge. This keeps them crisp and prevents wilting. Aim to use them within 2 to 3 days for the best taste and nutritional content. In my practice, I emphasize that proper food storage isn't just about preventing food waste or saving money. It's a fundamental part of nutritional medicine. It's about ensuring that the superfood you paid for actually delivers the powerful health benefits you're counting on when you're finally ready to eat it. If you're finding this information helpful and you haven't already, please take a moment to press the like button and subscribe to the channel so you and miss out on more health secrets that can change your life. And if you have a moment, share your thoughts in the comments side. Love to hear from you and learn from your experiences. But storage is just the beginning. How you actually cook them is where most people go terribly wrong, neutralizing many of the benefits we've just worked so hard to preserve. Now that your beets are properly purchased and stored to preserve their freshness and nutrients, let's move into the kitchen. This is where several more common mistakes can completely undo all your good intentions, robbing you of both the delicious flavor and the profound health benefits that beets have to offer. The single biggest culinary crime committed against this wonderful vegetable is a method that, unfortunately, most people consider to be the standard way to cook them. Mistake number 4, you're only boiling them. If your entire experience with cooked beets involves dropping them into a pot of boiling water, then you have been seriously missing out on their true potential. While it may be a common and seemingly simple method, from a medical and nutritional standpoint, it is arguably the worst way to cook them. Here's the science behind my strong statement. Many of the most powerful and health-protective nutrients in beets, including vital compounds like vitamin C, folate, a B vitamin essential for heart health and cell growth, and those incredible antioxidant betalains, are water-soluble. This means that when you submerge beets in a large pot of boiling water for an extended period, these vital compounds literally leach out of the vegetable and into the surrounding water. Unless you plan on drinking that entire pot of dark red beet water, which, let's be honest, almost no one does. You are quite literally pouring a significant portion of the beet's health benefits right down the kitchen drain. It's like brewing a potent vitamin tea and then throwing the tea away and only eating the soggy tea bag. From a taste and texture perspective, boiling is equally damaging. It often results in a soft, sometimes unpleasantly mushy texture and a muted, watery flavor. The process washes out the beet's complex, inherent earthy sweetness, leaving behind a bland vegetable that many people find uninspiring and even off-putting. It's no wonder so many people claim they do like beets. They only ever experience the boiled, lackluster version. So, what should you be doing instead? I strongly encourage my patients to rotate their cooking methods to unlock the many different delicious sides of this powerhouse root. Roasting is my personal favorite and the method I recommend most often. When you roast beets, the dry, high heat works magic, concentrating their natural sugars and transforming them into a deep, rich, caramelized sweetness with a firm, satisfying, and pleasingly dense bite. The process couldn't be simpler. Scrub your beets well, leaving the skin on, of course. Toss them with a little heart-healthy olive oil, wrap them individually in foil, or place them in a covered baking dish, and roast at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius, until they are easily pierced with a fork. Steaming is another excellent option. It is a much gentler cooking method that preserves far more of the water-soluble nutrients because the beets are unsubmerged in water. Steaming also helps to keep the beets firm, vibrant, and full of their natural flavor. And please, don't forget the power of eating them raw. When grated or spiralized into salads or slaws, raw beets are wonderfully crunchy, refreshingly sweet, and retain 100% of their delicate, heat-sensitive vitamin content. By diversifying how you cook your beets, you not only preserve their nutritional integrity, but also discover a whole world of delicious flavors and textures you've been missing out on. But even if you choose a better cooking method, you could still be making a simple mistake that limits their power and your body's ability to use their nutrients. Mistake number 5, cooking without a pinch of salt or a splash of acid. This might sound counterintuitive, especially for seniors, who are quite correctly often advised to be mindful of their sodium intake. However, in the context of cooking beets, a small amount of salt added to the cooking water isn't just about enhancing flavor. It's about fundamental food chemistry. Adding a small pinch of salt to your boiling or steaming water helps the beets retain their precious nutrients, their vibrant color, and their firm texture through a scientific process called osmosis. The salted water creates a barrier that helps to keep the valuable water-soluble vitamins and those beautiful betalain pigments locked inside the beet. Rather than allowing them to leach out into the cooking water, it also helps to firm up the cell walls of the vegetable, preventing that dreaded mushy texture that so often results from boiling. Of course, moderation is always key, but a small amount can make a world of difference in the final product. Similarly, finishing your cooked beets with a splash of acid, like a squeeze of fresh lemon juice or a drizzle of balsamic vinegar, does much more than just brighten and balance their naturally earthy flavor. From a medical perspective, this is a brilliant and strategic move. The acid in the lemon juice or vinegar helps your body to more effectively absorb certain vital minerals from the beets, most notably their iron content. Iron deficiency is a surprisingly common issue among older adults and is a leading, often overlooked, cause of persistent fatigue, weakness, and low energy. By pairing an iron-rich food, like beets, with a source of acid or vitamin C, which is also acidic and abundant in lemon juice, you significantly enhance your body's ability to absorb and utilize that plant-based iron. This simple culinary trick, which takes only a second, turns your beet dish into an even more powerful tool for fighting fatigue and supporting healthy, sustained energy levels throughout your day. These simple cooking adjustments can completely transform your beets. But there's another incredibly common habit that's just as bad as boiling them plain, and it happens after they're cooked. We've now covered the crucial steps of how to buy, store, and cook your beets to maximize their incredible health benefits. But there's another essential layer to this that is often overlooked: what you eat them with. Simply eating beets on their own, especially if you're just having a plate of plain cooked beets as a side dish, is a significant missed opportunity to amplify their power. This brings us to our next common and nutritionally costly mistake: Mistake number 6. Eating them plain without a healthy partner. While beets are certainly fantastic on their own, their unique nutritional profile truly shines and becomes exponentially more beneficial when they are paired with the right companions. The distinctively earthy flavor of beets, which some people can find a bit strong or one-dimensional, is beautifully balanced and enhanced by other ingredients. But more importantly, from my perspective as a doctor, these smart pairings can dramatically increase the bioavailability of their key nutrients. Bioavailability is a term we use in medicine that simply means it's not just about what you eat, but what your body can actually absorb and put to good use. This is where strategic food pairing comes into play. My first and most important rule for my patients is this: beets should always be paired with a source of healthy fat. This is non-negotiable if you want to get the full spectrum of benefits. Why? Because crucial nutrients found in beets, like beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that your body converts to vitamin A, which is vital for eye health, skin integrity, and immune function, are fat-soluble. This means your body literally cannot absorb them properly without the presence of fat. Tossing your roasted beets with a generous drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, adding creamy avocado slices to your beet salad, or sprinkling your dish with heart-healthy walnuts, pecans, or pumpkin seeds doesn't just add delicious flavor and satisfying texture. It acts as a key that unlocks the door for your body to absorb these essential vitamins. Without the fat, these valuable nutrients pass through your system largely unused. For my many patients who are managing blood sugar levels or have been diagnosed with prediabetes, I also stress the importance of pairing beets with a good source of protein or additional fiber. While beets do contain a good amount of fiber that helps slow down the absorption of their natural sugars, pairing them with something like creamy feta or goat cheese, protein-rich chickpeas, or high-fiber quinoa creates an even more balanced meal. This combination further slows digestion and helps to prevent any sudden sharp spikes in blood glucose, promoting stable energy levels instead of a crash. This simple strategy turns a simple vegetable into a well-rounded, blood sugar-friendly powerhouse. These pairings elevate beets from a simple side dish to a cornerstone of a truly healthy meal. Now for one of the most surprising and delightful mistakes of all. Mistake number 7, thinking beets are only for salads and soups. This restrictive mindset is a big mistake because it robs you of one of their most versatile and truly delicious oozes. Beets are naturally sweet, incredibly moist, and deeply colored, making them an ideal secret ingredient for a wide array of baked goods and desserts. When you strategically replace part of the refined sugar and unhealthy fats, like butter or oil, in a recipe with beet puree, you are doing so much more than just sneaking in a vegetable for the sake of it. You are fundamentally improving the nutritional profile of your treat. You are lowering the overall glycemic load of the dessert, which means it will have a much gentler and slower impact on your blood sugar levels. For any senior who loves a sweet treat but needs to be mindful of their glucose levels, this is an absolute game changer. The natural fiber in the beets also contributes to a feeling of fullness and satisfaction, meaning a small portion of a beet-infused brownie is often more satisfying than a larger portion of a traditional one, helping you to naturally avoid overindulgence. The moisture from pureed or grated beets adds an incredible decadent texture to chocolate cakes, brownies, and muffins, keeping them from becoming dry and crumbly. The result is a rich, tender, and deeply flavorful dessert stand. I can almost guarantee that no one will ever guess there are vegetables hidden inside. They'll just rave that it's the best, most moist chocolate cake they've ever tasted. This isn't about restriction or depriving yourself. It's about smart, delicious substitution. It's a way to indulge your sweet tooth while actively nourishing your bones, heart, and circulation with every single bite. Now, as we conclude, I must offer a final critical word of caution from a medical standpoint. While beets are a health powerhouse for most, they aren't for everyone, and it's my duty to ensure you have all the information. If you fall into one of these specific groups, you must consume beets with care and awareness. First, if you have a history of kidney stones, particularly calcium oxalate stones, you need to be cautious. Beets are naturally high in compounds called oxalates, which can bind with calcium in the urine and increase the risk of stone formation in susceptible individuals. Second, if you have naturally low blood pressure or hypotension, the very same nitrates that make beets so incredibly beneficial for those with high blood pressure can cause dizziness, lightheadedness, or even fainting if your pressure is already on the low side. Third, for my senior patients who are managing diabetes, while whole beets with their fiber are generally fine in moderation. Large quantities, especially in juiced form, which removes the fiber, can cause a sharp rise in blood glucose due to their concentrated natural sugars. And finally, and this is very important, if you are on any sensitive medications, like blood pressure pills, diabetes drugs, or blood thinners, such as warfarin, it is essential that you speak with your healthcare provider before making beets a regular, significant part of your diet, as potential interactions can occur that may alter your medication's effectiveness. So, what have we learned today? Beets truly are one of the most powerful superfoods nature gives us, rich in nitrates for circulation, antioxidants for cellular repair, and fiber for digestion. They can help lower blood pressure, sharpen your mind, and energize your body. But here's the absolute truth. Superfoods only work their magic if we use them the right way. The 12 mistakes we've uncovered today, from peeling away the most nutrient-rich layer and tossing the vital greens, to ignoring freshness and proper storage, and even the grave danger of eating from expired cans can quietly rob you of the very benefits you're recounting on. Worse, for some seniors, those mistakes can put your health at real risk. By making small, thoughtful changes, keeping the peel, seasoning smartly, storing properly, trying new cooking methods like roasting instead of boiling, and even experimenting with guilt-free beet desserts, you unlock the full, vibrant power of this humble root. For those with specific health conditions, moderation and smart pairing are the keys to keeping beets both safe and incredibly beneficial. Aging strong isn't about making dramatic, unsustainable overhauls to your life. It's about consistency and awareness. It's built one smart choice at a time. Every time you prepare a beet the right way, you're making a direct investment in healthier circulation, stronger bones, and a body that feels lighter, cleaner, and more vibrantly alive. Remember, your health is your greatest and most precious asset. Take care of it. Until next time.